the queen of social media. If you don't know who I'm talking about, all you have to do is you have to Google who is the biggest beast on the planet and who gives the most value. And automatically her name pops up as Natasha Starcheski, AKA Natasha Storm. And what she does is she gives so much value that you just ooze with inspiration and you make shit happen. Natasha, what is going on? Thanks so much for you like that intro? Is that cool?
Yeah, totally. Just out here fanning my flames, pumping up my tires. I'm here for it.
Yes, no, super appreciate you being here. So I wanted to give you all some extra oomph. And I know you guys are always hearing me talk, and I want you to hear somebody else who just absolutely crushes it. Natasha, she was a fitness coach for a long time, and I'm sure we'll dive into here. And we're gonna, by the way, you guys, we're gonna go into some lead gen strategies that will knock your freaking socks off. But for now, I want to tell you a little bit about a little backstory and how she got into this. Right, she used to be a fitness coach. She's done a lot of things. She's had some businesses, and now she owns TVAC, which is an amazing company that places setters into your fitness business, and they help you freaking blow up. So we'll go into that later. And she has an amazing group where she gives trainings, all throughout the week. And I'll give you that link too if you stay till the end. But if you are Tobias Young is a fan, what's going on? If you are here live, then I want you to do this. I want you to flex like from home. And then I want you to put in the flex emoji into the comment section. If you're hyped, then I want 2 flex emojis. Sound good? Okay, let me see who flexes in here. So Natasha, tell us a little bit about you so that way people who don't already know who you are know who you are.
Absolutely. So my name is Natasha Storm. Storm is my legal middle name, by the way. Some people ask me, they're just like, is this like a stage name or a stripper name? If I was a stripper, it would be Natasha Storm, just so everyone's aware. So yeah, Natasha Storm. I've been in the online fitness coaching industry for probably close to 6 years. Like in the online space, I initially built an online fitness coaching business. It was called Badass Lovelies. I used to work with women who were over 200 plus pounds. And my whole punchline was like, we're going to make you fall in love with yourself again and dump your shitty ex-boyfriend. Like that was the mission of the company. So did that, built it to about 500K, just under 500K a year organically. 75% of it was from inbound leads. And the, last kind of 25% of it was outbound to the current organic audience that I had created. So I've been in the content creation and like lead generation space for quite some time. Then in 2020, I launched TVAC, which is an online setter company. We recruit people out of Latin America. We plug them into people's accounts. We train them up to be setters and basically scale their front end systems for their new cash sales. So new client acquisition. So over the last 6 years, I've learned a lot about social media, lead generation, booking calls, sell by chat. I've sold over 10 million in sales in the DMs with people whose second language is English. Wow. So we know a thing or two about how to make money on social media. So here to serve, answer whatever questions that people have, and just give as much value as I can.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Tosh. And what I want to know, first of all, you guys, and I see some flexes in there. Thanks, you guys. Asai, thank you. I appreciate you. I want to know what questions you have when it comes to your social media and particularly getting leads. So lead generation on social media. So type in, like, are you having more questions on narrowing down your specific avatar? How do you effectively target them on social media? What types of content that you should create to target your target audience? Is it, working on, hey, getting on video? Is it on stories? Is this, are you posting your short form content? I know Natasha is going to be all over that because sometimes I slack on that. And she's like, she actually like cracks the whip on me. She's like, Tobias, get your fucking post out. Excuse the language in there. So she cracks the whip on me. And so I have to get my short form. So I started working on that more for you, Natasha, because she recently did a training into my elite level coaches, my mastermind group. And she did one all on going viral on social media. And I think while we get some of these questions going in here, Let me see some of these. How do I leverage hashtag effectively to expand my reach and attract my ideal clients? What strategies can I use to convert social media followers into paying clients? So let's touch up on one of these. Tosh, let's go into what strategies can I use to convert social media followers into paying clients. And I know today I saw one of your posts and you were actually teaching people how to do a two-step post. So for those of you who don't know what a two-step post is or a hand-raising post, you want to break it down for them and kind of show them like how easy it is to, get some hot leads with the two-step?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple things. Like if the question is how do I convert followers into paying customers, I think there's two parts. One, you have to understand that not all followers will be paying customers if you're playing the organic game. So there's two ways to get attention on social media. One is paid advertising and the other is organic. When you run paid ads, you're basically putting money behind creative or a message to get that in front of somebody to get them to opt in. So opt in, personal information, email, get them onto your email list or get them into a free community or on your sales calendar. When you do it with organic, you pay with time and you pay with consistency. You don't pay with money, but you pay with something. So neither one are free. It is much easier to learn organic content and get your reps in there before you turn on paid ads so you don't lose your fucking hat when it comes to your marketing game. So the very first thing you need to understand is like what leads are. So let's say you have a post and you gain 1,000 new followers off a single post. Not all of those 1,000 new followers are going to be potential customers for the business. And I think this is what fucks people up on social media because they're like, I have 20,000 followers. Why am I not making more money? Well, out of those 1,000 new people, maybe only 200 of them are even remotely close to your ideal customer avatar or remotely close to looking for a solution potentially at some point for their problem, right? So let's say you have 1,000 new followers that come in. Your account blows up, you're 1,000 new people. You go on your Instagram stories or you make a post and you say, hey, I created this free thing that's going to teach you how to do X without giving up Y. Comment me below if you want a copy. You have 1,000 new followers, but only 100 of them respond to that two-step and they say me. Cool. That's now 100 people that you can get on your email list or that you can give a free resource to, or you can add them to your free community. We just took 100 out of 1,000 people and consolidated it down to 100 people that you can nurture and you can market to, and you can eventually get to the point that they're making a buying decision. So I think it's first understanding like what is a lead and what do you classify as a lead, because I've met people and there's so many of them in the online space that have million-person audiences and they are broke. Like they are so broke because they have no nurture in place. I've also met people, and our clients are some of them, who have like 4,000 followers on Instagram and make $80,000 a month new cash. So I think that's number one. When you do a two-step post or you put something out that's like, hey, I'm doing this thing. If you are this type of person who wants to achieve this goal, you're then able to move them into more of a middle of funnel style content. So free resource, free trainings in your community, getting them onto your email list, and then you move them further down the marketing cycle. If you get really good at that, filling top of funnel, whether it's through organic or paid ads, and you get really good at moving those people middle of funnel with free resources and free trainings that bring awareness to their pain, the solution that you have, how your offer could potentially help them, and you establish yourself as a trustworthy source of information, you will shoot them out the bottom of the funnel and they will become a buyer, and then they move into a sales cycle. But some people suck at all of it and they're broke. Some people are really good at building top of funnel, but they're terrible at converting people. Some people are really good at middle of funnel, but they have no attention. Or some people are like, yo, if I can just get leads on the sales call, like I can close them. You got to be good at all three parts of the funnel in order for you to consistently and predictably sell clients month over month.
There you go. There's a huge shot. She just blew the smoke. And great. Thank you so much, Tosh. And we got some things in there. Asai, I will definitely address that. Annette, I will post that as well. Here's the thing with the two-step post is I see some people do it incorrectly where you say, hey, I just created this, fat loss meal plan template. Who wants it? And you get these people and you literally, there's a couple of mistakes. One, is just sending them directly the thing without
Mm,
letting them know in the comments that you're sending it over. So a lot of times, if you're not friends with them, what do you think is going to happen to that message?
mm,
It's going to go into that other inbox, right? So you have to message them or reply to their message. Hey, check out your inbox, or I just sent you a message. So that way they know to check it. The other thing, there's a couple other things that I want to check, but one of them is going to be having an organic conversation. Hey, I saw that you wanted the thing, like whatever it is, bring it up. What's your email address? If you don't have it as a in a funnel where it automatically takes all their email and everything, then ask for their email. Okay, you don't just give them the thing from your Dropbox link and then peace. You want to be able to build your list, because obviously there's a couple different ways that you can nurture your leads. One of them is obviously going to have your Facebook group where you can consistently give value and content. The other thing we want to do is we want to have your email list so you build that know, like, and trust factor over time. So when they are ready to make that change, who do you think they're going to go to? The person that's constantly giving them value, or somebody brand new? It's going to be the one giving them value. So you have to get on as many different platforms where your avatar hang out as possible, your avatar being your ideal client. So make sure you collect that email and then start a nurture campaign. If you don't already have one, you have to be emailing your list at least once a week and just continuously giving value. You don't have to have a bunch of fancy call to actions. You can have a super signature at the bottom if you want. Like, we can dive into that later. But make sure you're emailing the list and collecting the email. And then from there, you're going to say, hey, awesome. I have, a few other things that I might be able to help out with, but do you mind if I ask you a couple questions? You're going to start that conversation in the DM and find out more about them. You don't just be like, hey, here it is, peace. And then you never talk to them again. That's one of the biggest mistakes I see is you're like, okay, I've been giving out my thing, but now what? Is you have to use this as an entry point for your two-way conversation so you can continue to find out more about them, right? You have to ask those questions. And it's not doing all the talking. It's asking the question and probing deeper, because then you might be able to actually get somebody, if they are really interested, into a call, or at least establish that relationship. So the next time you do one of these posts, maybe they're going to be more apt to actually finally book a call with you. So collect that email. And even if you don't get a call booked, what you should do is actually follow up with them a couple of days later. Hey, did you get a chance to check out the thing that I sent you? Right? If you send them the message as well with the link. So it's like follow up and starting new conversations. Okay. Because people forget, people are lazy. People might be at Starbucks. They see your thing. And, oh, great. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. I'll check it out. And then they forget about it. How many times have any of you downloaded a free resource and then you freaking forget about what it was, when it was, and you get so busy with everything else going on? Give me a me in the comments if that was you. Okay, cool. So just a couple things. Sorry, I wanted to just address as far as the two-step post. And then Asai says, do I need some kind of content calendar? I suck at posting because I don't know what to post. Yeah, we can definitely address that. I did put a link to the social media content calendar that I actually created, and it has call to actions, it has hooks, it has a different thing to post every single day of the year, actually. So I created a 2024 calendar. So feel free to grab that. Got some more fire emojis. The next question is, Annette, I post a lot and I have a lot of followers, but no one asks for what I'm offering. You want to address that, Tosh?
Yeah. If you post a lot and you are not getting inbound leads, it's because you do a poor job at connecting with the person's pain and positioning yourself as an authority. So I could go out tomorrow and I could make a post on social media of a dog getting hit in traffic, and I would get 10 to 20 million views, like fucking instantly. And I would probably get a bunch of new followers because they would think that I was an advocate for like animal cruelty, right? Being against it, whatever. They would have their perception of who they believe that I am. That doesn't mean that I'm getting clients. And that doesn't mean that they see me as a solution to their problem. So if you're posting a lot and one, you do any outreach to people and they don't respond to you, so they ghost you, they leave you on red, your messaging isn't that good. Straight up, you're not that good at marketing and content creation. Second, if you put out a direct offer, so a call to action, hey, I created what Tobias was saying, like this two-step post, nobody replies. Again, Your offer isn't relevant to the audience that you have. So you need to do market research. 3, if you do not have inbound leads, they do not see you as a credible source of information. I built my company, TVAC. It'll be almost 4 years. We've made millions in revenue, all from inbound leads. I've never sent an outbound message. So how does that work? Like, I'm going to give you tangibles. 1, you have to have a deep understanding of your customer. When I get on a live stream and I do a live training, I can hammer every pain point that an online fitness coach has because I understand them so well. I know what keeps them up at night. I know what they're stressed about. I know what they do in the DMs. I know what they do on sales calls. I know what happens mentally when somebody hangs up on them from price objections. I understand that when they go to create content, they turn the camera on and their brain sits back down. And because I understand them so well, every time I put out a piece of content or I talk on my stories or I go on my live stream or I record a podcast episode, people are like, holy fuck. It's like she's talking directly to me. So it makes them curious, because the best way to build rapport with people is if you can explain their pain to them eloquently without them ever having to tell you. If you get really good at that, you will get inbound leads. And trust goes through the roof. So tough pill to swallow, but you might have a big audience or you might have like a lot of people who follow you. But if they're not telling you, oh my God, that landed for me, it's like you're talking directly to me. Holy shit, I needed to hear that today. Like, if you're not getting that feedback, you don't understand your customer as well as you think you do.
Good stuff. 100% Natasha. And I see a lot of people too, what they'll do is they'll put out content that's just based around buying things. So like when they're having their summer shred or any of that kind of stuff, but they haven't done enough of the value content beforehand. So it's like ask. Mm-hmm. What I see a lot of people do is on almost all their posts, they're asking for a hardcore call to action, right? And if you don't have a warmed, nurture audience that are already kind of like interested in your thing, you're going to turn a lot of people off, especially if you're just asking too hard in there. So we'd have to take a look and see some of your content and stuff in there too. Asai, I would love that content counter. So I just put a link in there. Asai, let me know if you can get that. If you can't reach it from there, just shoot me a DM and then just say, hey, can you shoot over the content counter? And I'll shoot that over to you. And let's go into the next things. How can I optimize my social media profiles to attract and convert leads more effectively?
Yeah. So I think there's a couple things here. 1, again, different pieces of content serve different purposes. So short form content, which is your reels, your TikToks, YouTube shorts, Facebook reels, Instagram reels, they're for growth. That's going to be the thing that grows your audience. So if you are not putting out short form content that a bunch of people can engage with, they're not going to find your page and it's not going to grow and you're not going to get new followers. So you're not going to get new eyeballs. So when you create short form content, you have to think, 1, I need to solve a problem, right? Like I need to give value in this, but how can I create it in a way that is really entertaining, elicits an emotional response out of somebody, and is easy for somebody to like, comment, save, or share? Because if you can't get engagement and you can't get watch time, that piece of content isn't going to be pushed in the algorithm. If it's not pushed in the algorithm, you're not going to get new eyeballs. No eyeballs, no followers. So that's number 1. Then you have longer form content. Stories is where you sell. Instagram reels, short form content grows your audience. Stories are where people build a relationship with you. They watch you. They see your social proof. They get value from you. They feel like they're watching you almost like a TV show. And that's how you bring these people into your world so they can consume your stuff. And they're like, man, I just like really fuck with this chick. Or I like really fuck with this dude and what he talks about. And some of the stuff that you post on your stories isn't just like, here's how you lose 12 pounds. Like, it's talking about motivation, responsibility, integrity, your values. What are you doing? How do you spend your time? What are different things that matter to you, right? Stories that you experience. Oh my God, I just went to the grocery store and I watched this woman fill her shopping cart up with fucking Dunkaroos to the point it was falling over. She was 300 pounds and it made me realize how fucking sad America is, right? Like, You don't do that in a reel, but you do that on your story. Then on your stories, you also put, I created this free thing. And if you would like access to it, vote on the poll, comment me below. And then that gets you into conversations. So live streams, right? Like it's understanding what different pieces of media do for you and where you use them. I think something that fucks people up, and it's what Tobias was saying, those hard call to actions, basically what it is it's a direct offer. You're directly stating, I'm looking for this person who wants to achieve this result in this way, in my unique way. If that's you, say yes, I will reach out. That takes massive withdrawals from your audience. So if you think of content and you think of your social media like a bank, direct offers is a withdrawal. High value, pure value with no ask is you making deposits. That's how you build equity in your sales pipeline. If you make too many withdrawals without enough deposits, you go into the red. So how do you optimize your social media? Value needs to be like a constant of what you do. You give more than you take. And the more disproportionate value you give compared to other people, the more attention that you have. I have clients who are doing like 200K a month, like new cash sales consistently. If you look at their social media, they wipe the fucking floor with other people in the industry who are giving value. It's so obvious. If you are a woman who is over 40 years old and you're going through menopause and you have issues with thyroid, it is a no-brainer that you should hire this person because it's just value after value after value on stories, podcasts, YouTube video. And I'm not saying you have to be that intense right off the rip, but the person who gives disproportionately more than they take is the one who will always make the most money. So that's how do you optimize it? You give value literally every single day. You use different pieces of content, shorts to grow, reels to grow your account, stories to nurture and sell. And then you get people on the email list and then you go live and you give more value in that way. So get into that cadence. And I'm sure Tobias has like a calendar that you can follow within.
Yeah, no, I love that. And the way that you explain the deposits and the withdrawals is just it makes a lot of sense. So I love that aspect in there too. And what type of actual posts in there? So there's a lot of different type of posts. But if you think about, belief shift posts, like, let's just say you work with women who want to lose weight. I'm just being kind of broad in here just to kind of make it an easy example. What are some of the things that they think in their head are what they need to do to lose weight? And why is that incorrect? Why is that actually hurting them? And then what should they do? You're giving a lot of value. So for example, if you know a lot of women, they skip eating all day long because they think that's going to make them skinny and make them feel better and make them sexy. And you can explain why that's one of the worst things that you can do is like without eating, because then you starve yourself, you get super hungry, and then you freaking binge on a whole box of Oreos when you get home because you're starving, your blood sugar levels thrown off, and you have a hard time putting on any muscle, your metabolism's slow, your energy levels drop, you feel like shit, you're grouchy. On the flip side, if you start with this, have a high protein breakfast and like literally break down the things that they are kind of like neglecting what they should do, then they're going to be like, oh, damn, I've been doing it all wrong. I got to start to follow X, you, right? Hand raising posts, social proof is huge. Social proof will sell like almost as well as anything. People want to see that you can deliver that type of result because then what they start to do is envision themselves as being that person that's going through that process. And then obviously doing live streams are going to be huge because then you can build your audience and just give the value. And then, then maybe once a week, you can do more of a harder type, call to action where you can invite people to your Facebook group or something like that. But you don't want to be doing that every single day. Now, when you are doing your video content, you can have softer call to action. So for example, you can say, hey, tag a friend that needs to see this. Like that's a call to action and it gets people in here. Or, hey, share this if it was useful for you. Like those are some other really cool call to actions. And you can do those type more frequently than like a buy my thing type of call to action. Because nobody wants to like hear you say, buy my thing all the time. I'm selling this. Who wants to buy my program? Like people don't want to buy a program. They just want to get the result.
Nobody wants to be sold. Like it's as simple as that. Like And whoever's listening to this, I don't know if you've ever bought a new vehicle before, but I am the most irritating person to go to the car dealership with because I want to look, I want to test drive the vehicle, I want to see what's there. And the moment that you start hitting me with, well, this could be off the lot today if you don't buy, or we could give you a deal, I'm immediately pissed and will deliberately not buy because I feel that you didn't help me. However, if that same cars salesman was like, oh, you want a Jeep Gladiator and you want a standard? Let me look it up and see if I can find it on another lot for you. What about this? What's your favorite color? Do you like leather? Da, 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 da. And they don't say anything to me about sales. And all they do is figure out my pain, what I deeply desire, and what I'm looking for. And then, man, if they're real fucking good, they'll say some shit like, you shouldn't settle. You shouldn't settle on what you want. We got to find you what's perfect so you're happy with it, because I don't want you to have buyer's remorse. So let's work together to see what we can do so I can truly solve your problem. That person, I'm walking off the lot with the keys. Same thing applies on social media. People put out a call to action. They're like, buy my program. And then it's crickets. Well, no shit. People don't want to be sold. They want to be invited to a conversation that helps them make a decision.
Big time. I love that. Thank you for that. And then question on optimizing the bio or the like cover photo, anything. Do you want to tap into that or?
Yeah. So Instagram bio, Facebook profile, whatever bio you have. One pro tip, have the same username on every single platform. Whatever your username is on TikTok, make sure it's the same on Instagram, the same on YouTube, or whatever platforms you're on. Twitter, I don't care where you are, just make sure it's congruent across the board. Because when somebody likes you, they will go look for you on every single platform. And they will punch in the same username that they found on Instagram to every other platform looking for you. So that optimizes search engine. Second, you got to have a strong CTA. Like, I need to be able to look at your profile picture, see your face directly, give me character, give me flavor. Who are you like? Make sure it stands out. Don't have like a full body shot of you where I can't even tell who the fuck you are. Take your kids out of the photo, make it you, make it like a closer up of your face so I can see your personality. Second thing, in the headline, put what you do. So what would people search? Fat loss coach, weight loss coach, whatever it is on Instagram. Again, optimize the search engine. And then your I help statement. I help X person do this thing. Add some emojis in there. It brings your personality with a single call to action that's like, apply for one-to-one coaching. Join my email list. Join our free community. Whatever the thing is that you want them to do, have one link. Don't have 800, just one. Where do you want these people to go? As your account gets bigger or you have more authority, you might be able to add one or two different links in there so they can go find what they're looking for. But ultimately, you're better off to have like one link in the bio. So I should know within 3 to 5 seconds of hitting your profile if you can help me, if I am for you or not, if this is even relevant. Don't make it vague and don't make it wishy-washy.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. And just think about what's the next logical step that you would want them to take. So obviously, if you do a 2-step post, you can also put a link to your, your hand raising thing inside there if you want to send people to. If you have a funnel that kind of like gives out the thing automatically, or it's DM me the word X to get Y. You know what I mean? Like those are what is the very next step, or join the Facebook group, like she was saying. So great content on there. So we have a couple more minutes in here. You guys type in some questions that you have in here, but have questions on what I should say will be, let's continue to watch in here. As far as what are the best times to post on social media to maximize engagement and reach? Whoever
you are, I don't know you. And I love you, but you're asking the wrong fucking questions. Like, I'm gonna just shoot it straight. Whatever time you can consistently commit to, so you just get it done. Because here's what's going to happen. You might post a reel today and it does terrible. And then it picks up in the algorithm 3 or 4 weeks from now and it goes turbo fucking viral. Like, you don't know. I've put shit on TikTok before that hit 1,000 views within the first couple hours. 3 weeks later went by, the video has 3.4 million views. So I can't sit here and be like 8 o'clock in the morning is like the unlock for you, because it's not the way that the platforms work. So when we get fixated on when do I post? How many times should I post? What are the hashtags? What are all the like little tactics to make it better? You're asking the wrong question. A better question is, how do I create a stronger hook? What do I need to do in the first 3 to 5 seconds of the video to get somebody to stop scrolling? That's a better question to ask yourself.
Good feedback in there. Yeah. Do you have a hook, you guys? So think about this. What's going to stop the scroll? Because there's so much noise out on social media. You can have the best video in the world, right, Natasha?
Yes.
Like, but if you don't have a hook to get them to stop and actually watch the video, they're not going to stop and watch it. People don't just be like, oh, I don't know what this video is about. Like, there's no headlines, no hook, but let me just watch it. People don't just watch videos for the fun of it. Like, it has to be something that gets them like, oh, bam. It gets them to stop and like, I got to see this. Let me find out more. And then it's just like an email, right? Your email is going to be like your subject line gets them to open the email. You have to be able to have a really good freaking subject on your email. Otherwise, it's just going to go, oh, they're just going to scroll past it, right? And then what is the next logical step for your email? It's just the first lines, like get them to read the next line. And then the next one is just like, just get them to go in there. So think about that when it comes to, creating your videos. It's just like literally hook them in, get them, boom. This is what you're going to go over, and then have kind of like your sequential order. And then you can have like, if they watch your whole thing, have your soft call to action inside there that you can jam on. So awesome. One more. How do I handle negative comments or feedback on social media without damaging my reputation?
Oh, baby. I'm going to give you the answer you don't want to hear. So I believe that everybody needs to have about 3 to 4 super viral videos where they just get fucking slaughtered in the comment section to just really recalibrate this shit for you. Because there's only so much context in a 30 to 60 second piece of content. You are going to say something and someone is going to hear one sentence and they're going to take it out of context and they are going to spin that, and you can't control it. People see something and they have their own projection and their own interpretation of something. So it's not going to ruin your reputation. What will ruin your reputation is being combative. What will ruin your reputation is barking back and like fighting for the sake of it. Like, people are going to hate. That's just like a natural part of social media. And just feeding into that energy. I'll give you an example. The very first video I ever had that went viral, hit 3 million views. There was 90% hate, 10% this chick's cool. Next video I had went viral. There was 90% love and 10% hate. Okay, whatever. The third video, it was probably 70% hate, 30% love. The next video, the fourth video, had 14,000 comments on it.
Whoa.
The first video had like 300. The second video had like 300. The fourth video had maybe 1,000. And the fourth video had 14,000 comments on it.
That's insane. Yeah.
And there was a split between you're a fucking asshole, I love you, where have you been all my life? This chick is like doing the Lord's work out here. Like, the extremes. You want to know what? Still made money. And the business didn't die. And people still love me. And I still have ride or die team members or clients. So you got to calibrate that shit within yourself. I had a video a couple weeks ago go viral. And again, I made a comment and I was just like, if you have seasonal depression, pop a vitamin D and get your ass in the fucking truck. Like, work ethic skipped a few generations. I'm not shitting on seasonal depression. Like, I was cracking a joke. It was funny. A lot of people thought it was funny, and then it got on the wrong side of TikTok where all the like Gen X's are, and they were like stitching my videos. They sent me essay long messages telling me to kill myself.
Oh, jeez.
100%, dude. Like, my inbox is wild sometimes, but you got to be okay with it. Like, where are you coming from? Was the piece of content rooted in shaming someone? Were you trying to be malicious? and vindictive? The answer is likely not. Like, no, truly, nobody who's a creator sits down and films a piece of content and was like, I am making this today to be absolutely hateful and spiteful. Like, you're not. You're creating a piece of content to be of service. You have an opinion. It might be polarizing. Your voice could be controversial. And there is some motherfucker out there who is going to see your video and tell you that you're an asshole in the comment. And then there's also going to be somebody else out there that's like, holy shit, this is exactly what I needed to hear. And thank you for being willing to say what nobody else will. Like,
being polarizing is a strength, and you're going to draw a lot more comments and you're going to draw a lot more hate the more polarizing that you are.
100%.
But what it's going to do too is it's going to do you two favors. One is you're going to get haters, but it's going to like force those haters to kind of like voice their opinions. And hey, guess what all those haters are doing to your algorithm? Boosting that up. It's like adding fuel, so it shows it to more and more people. So hey, you can misspell something, you can do whatever, like whatever they're going to comment, you can be polarizing. But what's going to happen also is you're going to have these people that become like diehard fans and like love everything that you do when you become polarizing. So you actually push those people away that aren't going to be a good fit anyway. So who cares what they say? Those are not your ideal clients, but it's also going to bring those other ones in. If you're posting scared and just posting bland vanilla content just because you don't want to get, anybody to say a negative comment on there, you're missing the boat. And then you're never going to, like, your engagement is going to be shit as well in there. So don't be scared to be polarizing and cause a little bit of controversy. So think about this. Oh, go ahead.
I have a seed to plant that I think will be helpful when it comes to reputation. You're so right. If you are not polarizing, you will never grow. You will never get attention. You cannot cut through the noise and minutia of social media. However, there's a couple topics that if you talk about them, you are asking for smoke and you should just stay away from them. One is politics. The moment that you talk about politics, you open up the floodgates for fucking nonsense that will cause so many issues for you. The second is religion. Anything about religion, race, politics, off table. The next is depression and anxiety. If you start talking about those topics in any way that isn't absolutely supportive, where it's damn near impossible for someone to take it out of context, you're asking for a fight. So those are topics that if you're like, how do I deal with hate and not let it ruin my reputation? Don't even fucking go there with those topics. I have never, unless you want to, and you got thick skin and you are like stake in the ground, no, I really stand for this. But if like that, if you're trying to avoid that, don't even go to those topics. Anything else, fair game. People are going to give you hate regardless. But if you want to minimize the smoke, I think those topics should be avoided. Me personally, I don't give a shit. I'll go on TikTok and be like, work ethic skipped a few generations, fuck your seasonal depression, wah, 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 and I'll go off. But I'm okay with the heat that comes with it. But I wouldn't have started there a couple years ago. So I just seed to plant, stay away from that, and you'll probably be okay.
If you think about too, who is one of the most controversial people out there, and it's obviously politics, it's freaking Donald Trump, right?
Yes.
You either absolutely Trump, you love him, or you're like, I'm not gonna say I don't like him, right? I cannot stand Trump. You either love him or you hate him. So there's why
no in between.
No, there is no in between with Donald Trump. No. So if you think about that and you think about, hey, he used that to completely fuck up and like become the president, like literally from all this. And it's obviously going to help him with his new candidacy that he's going with in there. So I just want you to take that into consideration. Like, don't be scared to kind of push the envelope a little bit. Obviously, avoid those things in there too. You're not going to be talking about, abortion is good, why abortion's bad. Like those kind of, you are opening up a can of worms if you're going into that kind of stuff. But if you're,
yeah, two things. One, you have to keep in context of who you're trying to attract. Because I don't know if you guys listening to this know who Ben Shapiro is. Ben Shapiro has a company called the Daily Wire, and it's a media company. And they talk about politics and they talk about abortion, but that is the messaging that you're using to try to attract your ideal customer, right? So, like, who are your people and who are you trying to talk to? If you're going to say something polarizing, let's say you stand against the body positivity community, that's a very controversial topic. People either are like, yes, I am sick of this movement, or they're like, you're a fucking asshole. So depending on who you're trying to attract also determines the messaging. Because if you're trying to attract women who are over 200 pounds and are like truly want to make a change for themselves, and you put a stake in the ground about body positivity, you're going to get the winners out of that pool of people, but you're going to get a lot of hate to find those women. And I say that because Badass Lovelies, I work with women who are over 200 pounds. And I made a post one time that sold me 8 clients. I made close to 8 grand plus off this post. And it said, body positivity is a joke because shit like type 2 diabetes is not. And everybody was like, there was a divide. Like, I had women who were like 230 pounds who were like, this is my chick. Like, I want to join your program. What you said spoke to me. And then I had other people who were like, you're an insensitive asshole. How could you say that? But like you said, what's the message you're putting out and who's it trying to attract? And it's okay to have a divide, but be okay with what you are dividing. And I think that people don't think through that. But like, dude, if you want to make money on social media, holy fuck, either commit to showcasing your personality and being polarizing in whatever way that is for you, or like get out of the game. Like, there's no in between. People will either love you or they will hate you. There is no money in the middle. Pick a side.
100%. So just to give you one little quick piggyback on there, you guys, think about the topic keto, right? As far as fitness, you either are pro keto, the people that are pro keto are like, keto is God, right? Or you're like, oh my gosh, keto is stupid. Like, you have a big opinion on keto. So that's why there's King Keto, and anyways, he blew up, right? Because that was his way in there. And it's a very polarizing topic. So think about your unique topic. What is one thing, type in the comments, what's one thing that you can post about that might be controversial that, hey, if you did this, it can obviously blow up your post. Okay, so let's take a look. Good stuff, guys. Thank you so much. Yes, you're very welcome. So think about that. And I'm gonna put in here because I'm gonna land this plane for you guys. And Natasha, you have been amazing. If you guys have gotten value, you guys, type a hashtag value down in those comments below. See that? That's a call to action. What that does is when you guys type in hashtag value, that's going to boost the algorithm. So then it's gonna show to more and more people, because Facebook, IG, everything is gonna say, oh, people are commenting on there. So comment a bunch of stuff. I don't care. Say, Tobias, I hate your bald head. Cool. That's good. It's gonna boost the algorithm. Polarizing, right? But what I want to do is I want to invite you guys, if you want to connect with Natasha and you want to see some of her live trainings, I want to give you guys the link to her Facebook group. Thank you. Got some hashtag values in there. Natasha, can I invite people into your Facebook group? So you
do it. Drop them the link.
Drop some madness in here for you guys. There you go. So you guys feel free to join in there, shoot her a message, and you can shoot her a message on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and just say thank you for all the cool value that you've dropped in there. And Natasha, what's the best way for someone to kind of reach you? Would it be through the Facebook group? Would it be shooting your message on IG, Facebook? What do you?
Yeah, wherever. You can send me a message on Facebook. You can send me a message on Instagram. If you want to, I'm a big believer in don't just listen to what I say, watch what I do. So like I said earlier, my profile name is Natasha Storm _ on every single platform. If you go through my TikTok, you will find what I'm talking about. I have many videos on there that have cleared millions of views with thousands of comments. If you want to learn how to be polarizing and make a message that cuts through the noise on social media, binge my stuff. It's going to take you 10 videos to be like, Jesus Christ, and feel some sort of way about it, which is good. But then you can apply it and you can do it for yourself, because that's ultimately what the name of this game is anyways.
Yes, I agree. And Natasha, thank you so very much for being here. I always have fun with you. It's like fun. I feel like I'm jamming with my sister or my friend from like way back. So I appreciate you 100%. And you guys feel free to give her a little thank you plug in there too. Join her group if you want, and you can get a lot of value inside her group. Anyways, hope you guys have an amazing day. Shoot me a message on some of the content ideas that you would like to see next week. Have an awesome day. Take care. Bye, team.